All right, guys, here we go into game number 6. Right now, Mihu is on match point. He leads 3-2 over Sziky. It's been a great series so far. Of course, Mihu looking to get to his second finals in a row here in BSL. And yeah, I gotta say, I think that these two are pretty well matched for each other. And again, I don't think it unlikely for Sziky to fight back and be able to still take this series. I think he's... And honestly, I said it at the beginning of the previous game, and I want to reiterate it here. The style that Mihu plays, just generally speaking, is a little bit weak to Plague. And I feel like Sziky just isn't utilizing the Plague spell quite enough. A little bit too much Dark Swarm, a little bit too little Plague. So I'm hoping that he can maybe fix that up and give us a great game here on Eclipse. Because honestly, the strategy he used on that last map is going to be fantastic here if he wants to go for it again. You know, using Lurker, Hydra, Defiler is just fantastic on Eclipse because it's kind of a small map, so you don't even need to jump around all that much. Oh, hold on. An overpull. Okay, so we have seen this out of Sziky before in the matchup. Again, it's not the most popular build just overall, but it's like pretty safe. We'll see if he gets aggressive with it. Before, I do recall him building 6lings off of it, but it is a build where you can just kind of have that early pool and, you know, block any incoming, like 8 racks, something like that. In this case, of course, we see Mihu is just making his racks in his main, so no big deal here. Not walling in or anything either. Of course, if he was walling in, that would make Sziky's build even worse because you would just block it so easily. Sziky going down for his expansion now. No scout from Mihu as of yet. In fact, Sziky doesn't even scout all the way either. Sends the drone up part way and then turns around and goes home. Interesting. All right, so 4lings, 6lings. Yeah, so it is 6lings once again here for a Zerg player. Second depot gets started. It's interesting. He starts his second depot after his Marine quite oftentimes, which means you can't make a second Marine, or you have to skip part of an SCV. Okay, he starts the second Marine, as he does see these Zerglings. Starts a bunker down at his natural here as well, but you can see he does have to skip SCVs like I was talking about because the depot is a little bit later there. Now, the Ling's going across. Sziky getting ready to take his own third base right up here. And, of course, with the bunker and 3 Marines, this is... I mean, Sziky just has to turn around. You actually just can't get any damage done with it. Yeah, sees that bunker. Turns around there. Command center on the way. And let's see if Mihu wants to throw down his second racks, or if he wants to go into a quick gas here once again. Now, his SCV just scouted that there is a gas on the way. I would like to see him go for his own gas right now, right? Just kind of get those upgrades. But I think we did see Mihu one time go for the second barracks against this. And in fact, that will be what he's doing here once again. Okay. So a little bit more Marine heavy he's going to be going for. He knows that the timing of the layer is going to be rather slow, so he can at minimum force a decent amount of sunken colonies by just producing a lot of Marines at this point. Right, the Marines just kind of helping the SCV to get back, pushing back Zerglings and all that. Sziky with his third base, going to be hatching relatively soon here. Academy coming up after that gas as well. And just kind of checking the side with these Marines. Going to send them back now. This is an interesting depot, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Because I guess it makes it hard for Lings to go around this way, and it covers up a good percentage of the depot, like 1/3 of the depot's surface area. So it makes you much better against Zergling attacks. It's just kind of interesting to see it at that location. I like it, though. Okay, Lair is going to be finishing up. Looks like Sziky going to throw his Spire back here. There it is. Stim coming up here for Mihu. Very healthy amount of Marines right now, about 12. 2 medics on the way. Should see an engineering bay get started here pretty quickly. Oh, a factory actually before the engineering bay. Oh, this is fascinating. I tell you, again, you know, I know I've been saying this a lot, but Mihu really is an interesting player to watch. This is pretty uncommon currently in the game. Most people prefer, like, almost to a player, people like to get the engineering bay before the factory with any sort of bio build. But he gets the factory first, so that's a super, super, super fast factory. He will have the engineering bay up in time, so he doesn't need to worry about mutas or anything. Looks like we had the scan here in the natural. Sees those Sunkens coming up. Obviously, he's not going to be able to bust 3 Sunkens with this group of bio. And scans the main base, seeing that Spire and the exact timing of that as well. So, Mihu going to feel completely comfortable here. Starts his starport. Second gas already up for him. I think he's going to do another siege tank opener. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, there it is. Add-on on the way. Sziky getting that +1 air attack. 6 mutas coming as well. A lot of Lings out in the front. Well, not a lot, but a decent-sized group. Like, if you actually were to try to move out with all of your bio, you could definitely try to do a little bit of a backstab, but it's been very steady production from Mihu. He actually has quite a healthy amount of Marines and medics right now. Look at this, 7 Marines in the natural, medic in that mineral line right now, and plenty of Marines up here to slow down any mutas. Great positioning as well, guarding both of these turrets. Any mutas that fly in, he can instantly stim and get over there to help out. More barracks being added now as well. The first tank almost done. Science Vessel will be started up shortly here as well. Mutas flying in. Oh, okay. Mihu very much on top of that defense. Back at home, Evolution Chamber and Hydralisk Den. Okay, so what Sziky seems to be going for here is going to be very heavy in the lurker count. Now the mutas fly in. There's only a single turret up here, so this is actually a little bit annoying to deal with. Sziky turns around, though, sees the tanks. If he can pick the tank, that's huge. And he will end up getting that one. Very, very, very well done here from Sziky. He knows exactly what Mihu is up to. And having eliminated a tank already, he should be extremely happy with his position. He's killing a lot of Marines. A lot of SCVs start to fall as well. Look at this. 37 SCVs to 35 drones. Not bad for Sziky here. Goes after the second siege tank. Oh, my God. I actually wouldn't mind him diving on that. Loses 1 or 2 mutas, but kill the tank, I think, is worth here. Still microing so well, picking off so many SCVs. The SCV count falls below the drone count now. Wow, Mihu getting very heavily punished here for his lack of missile turrets. You know, only having 1 around a command center. Generally, 3 is the number you want on your main command. The current metagame for playing against Mutalisks as bio is 2 at your barracks, 3 in your main, and 4 at your natural. And you can see he's at least 1 down in every single area. So definitely playing on the edge of safety here. We'll see if he's able to make that work out for him. A full group of mutas now for Sziky. +1 air attacks just finished as well. And here he comes. He should be able to kill off this group relatively easily, honestly. Okay, a couple get picked off. I mean, Mihu does all right there. I think that has more to do with the latency here because it's Sziky that's microing, whereas Mihu's just kind of sitting. All right, 4 tanks are out now. Vessel pops out as well. +2 attack is on the way. We have Consume coming up. I actually thought this was going to be like kind of a mass lurker play, but it doesn't look like that was the case. He did rush up into that hive. Mutas just kind of fly out over everything. Still a higher drone count right now for Sziky than we really see for Mihu. Greater Spire on the way. Greater Spire can be really good against this type of build. We're going to have like one Irradiate. He is making a Wraith now after that Science Vessel because I think he just scanned and saw that the Greater Spire is on the way. So now Mihu moving out. These Mutas going to be a pain in the butt when they do morph into Guardians and start attacking her. Consume is almost done, so realistically, the Siege tanks should not be able to break anything. You can throw a Darkstorm down here, burrow one Lurker, and literally this Terran army can't do anything against it unless he brings Irradiates. But against the Guardians, you may feel like you need your Irradiates at home. Oh, look, he does exactly as I mentioned, so immediately Mihu turns around. Another Darkstorm getting ready. Now runs down the ramp, burrows. Mihu again having to turn around. These Siege tanks finding no value thus far. The Guardians starting to hit everything at Mihu's natural here as well. This game is looking pretty good for Sziky, I have to say. Like, his worker count's fantastic. His tech is very strong. The Harassment is doing well. It seems like Sziky is turtled up tight enough. Only one Defiler here. Where's the Nidus? There it is. Okay, so he does have the Nidus. Shouldn't be too much an issue. He needs to throw that down. He needs to throw that down. He doesn't throw it down in time. So that is an issue. Okay, let's see. Maybe a Plague at this point. Maybe a Darkstorm on the tanks. Yeah, Darkstorm on the tanks. The Zerglings get up on top of them. And that edge right there, they were not actually underneath it. So, it seems like Mihu is able to find a little bit of pressure here that wasn't really that expected. In the meantime, I can't believe this. We still have the Guardians going and doing huge work. Mihu pushes through underneath the Darkstorm. Uh-oh. Mihu now with a bit of a spread. Looks like the Wraiths were repaired through the Devourer damage, so finally this has been dealt with as well. Now the Darkstorm comes down as the Lings and Lurkers push this army out. So Mihu, let's take a look at his actual position here. Okay, he's got these two Wraiths left over. He did clean up all those Guardians, which is nice. Chitinous plating on the way for Sziky. He's got that +2 Carapace. No attack upgrades as of yet. Not that many vessels out right now. Well, we're definitely seeing pressure come out of Mihu. Like, he is staying right up at the front, doing what he can to push Sziky back, trying to break through. Here we go. Runs up, Darkstorm and the Lurker Burrow, so he will be able to push this back. Doesn't quite get the kill right there. Okay, starts using Plagues. That's exactly what I want to see. Maybe a little bit late on that one. Yeah, you can see the Marines do have to run away from that single Lurker underneath. Does throw a Darkstorm down. But this is what Sziky needs to do right now. He needs to continually consume, throw down Darkstorms, throw down Plagues, and eventually break out of here and get his fourth base up. Because Mihu has kind of stabilized across the map. He has his natural backup in mind. He's got a pretty healthy SCV count. 45 is pretty good. All right, Sziky tried to sneak sneaky fourth base. Doesn't work out. Kind of out in the open there, and Mihu immediately forces the cancel. Coming down with the rest of his army. Oh! All right, actually does get the kill there. We don't see any spells being cast. I mean, so many Lurkers ending up falling here for Sziky, unfortunately. Okay, a Plague goes down. It's just we're seeing a lot of free Lurker kills occur at the moment. Okay, more vessels are coming. Mines on the way also. Some more Darkstorms coming down. Looks like that Siege tank will finally end up falling. Go back under this Darkstorm here. Third base being taken from Mihu. All Firebat's coming down to join the battle against the Lings. Definitely going to be very, very strong. Not the greatest carapace yet. We're almost to that +2, which is going to make these Ultras on equal upgrades with the Marines. So Group of Bio obviously can get absolutely slain by these Ultras, but they don't actually have that additional carapace quite yet, so the Marines deal a fairly decent amount of damage to them. Okay, there, the carapace has finished up. So Ultras quite tough at the moment. A lot of Firebats added in now as well. Vessels throwing down irradiates on these Ultras as they can. Ultras chasing up. Trying to get on top of this Bio. Firebat's obviously taking a lot of damage here, but he does pop that Ultra. This one's going to go down as well. Going to have to run away from the rest now. Lots of SCVs going out to that third base location. 54 workers now for Mihu, so good at continuing that SCV production. Now, Sziky is doing a double expansion, which is a very smart thing to do. If you were trapped in your base for too long, taking those double bases is going to make it a lot harder. You can lose one and still be fine. So for Terran, it's like, how do you eliminate both of those bases? That's going to be the big question here. And, I mean, even if you don't eliminate both, it's still a playable game, but you definitely don't want them to get two gases at once here. All right, Ultra Ling coming up now. Huge rally. All right, going to send it up into that third base location. Stims throws everything back into the bunker, but he has got to get up here to clean this. Looks like this base going to have to be lifted at least. Irradiating one Ultra as it starts to come back. Oh, the Scourge coming up trying to get a kill. Don't quite connect. SCVs all being sent away now. All right, the Ultras taking some pretty massive damage from these irradiates. A lot of Lings starting to pop as well as they are in close proximity. Back at home, we have the Adrenal upgrade coming just now. A lot of Lings being produced. He does have these 3 extra macro hatches, so should be a lot of Lings. Great Defiler food, great damage, great tanking for those Ultras. It's funny to think of them as tanking for Ultras. I guess it's probably not the best way to put it, but I mean, the more units, the more spread the Terran firing is. That is a fact. Now, looks like this base has been canceled. No big surprise there. That's probably going to be one that you're looking at a little bit more regularly than this one because it's so hard to break. Now, play goes down on the vessels. Very nicely done. I think we just saw a double irradiate onto the Ultra, so that's no good. Down goes the vessel. Excellent irradiates, reducing that Defiler count. I like the spores as well. If you're plaguing vessels, it's a great thing to put up. Really hard for those vessels to move around and get the spells that they really need. 3-2 upgrades now done. Oh, and we actually just don't have +3 carapace on the way for Sziky, so that is a bit of a problem. The Marines are going to start beating the Ultras pretty one-sidedly, so it's going to come down once again to Defiler spells to keep them alive. The Darkstorm goes down, but there's just not many units here. We have the physics lab up now. So might end up seeing some battle cruisers mixed in here as well. Definitely a popular thing to do in the matchup. Another command center going down. Mihu trying to expand elsewhere. Some nice mines kind of laid out here. We'll see if they get good connections. I mean, they do all right. Worthwhile if you have the money. Now, battlecruisers are being produced. For Sziky, it's just Lings, Ultras, and Defilers being made. Now, I think he doesn't realize that there's actually a command center being made down here, but this would be the most valuable place to attack right now. This attack that we're seeing, I don't actually see it as all that valuable, right? Like, you're not really able to do much here, and you're just going to get radiated as he gains energy, because he just keeps walking away. Now, if you have some more units up here, you have a Defiler up here for a Plague, sure, reduce the army size. But I think, yeah, again, not super useful. I mean, maybe you keep it at bay under the Dark Storms for a little bit, then go back home. It does have this 4th gas up, and it is a very important gas as well. Mihu up right now, about 30 supply. Oh, the Scourge catching a couple vessels. Looks like Ling's going to come down and find out that Mihu has, in fact, taken this base. There's a few mines in the center. He sends a Defiler over here. Should be able to knock that base out pretty quickly. But Mihu, in the meantime, coming up with his vessels, trying to get some Irradiates off. Going to reduce that Defiler count once again. Definitely wants to hit this 4th base location if he can without Darkstorm. We should be seeing a Darkstorm from Sziky, though, into this 4th base of Mihu. Definitely need to knock that out. Yeah, and here we go. The SCVs come up and try to do a little surround of this bunker, but all you need is one more Darkstorm there, and that will fall instantly, or even just get on top of it. And so this base will be eliminated, but hold the phone. We have Mihu moving down with a very large army here as well. The battlecruisers leading the charge. No armor upgrades, so they will one-shot Scourge. Stimming towards the rally point of all of these Zerglings. They're only 2-1 upgrades against 3-2, so really they don't stand any chance. You need those Defiler spells to have a real opportunity here to fight against Mihu. Oh, this is starting to look like Mihu may be able to break the back of Sziky. Just his Marines so strong. They're the real Ultralisks here as we watch so many units start to pop. Getting into this natural, starting to take out the hatchery as well as a lot of drones. The Nidus is here. It gets picked off. Defiler Mount here as well. And this is starting to look like a victory for Mihu. A 2nd straight finals for the Chinese Terran player. Sziky coming back with what he's got. The battlecruiser's going to come over and try to slow him down. Zoning out the Defilers, that's about all you need at this point. And I think that's just about that. Sziky has nothing left over. He's below 70 supply, which means that he's not going to be able to hold any locations anymore. And that, yeah, Mihu with a very nice series here. Keeping that pressure on, keeping that macro up, and showing his very different style going to yet another BSL Finals. Sziky, of course, putting up a good fight. I think, honestly, not that far off of Mihu's skill level. Maybe he can get him next season, but this one, he was not enough. A little counterattack coming up, but nothing to be done.